So let's talk about Sarah Leone. I wanted to talk about this horse after the Remsen, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. This one was just awesome in his second start. He's by Gunrunner and Malibu Moon underneath, so plenty of two-turn pedigree. Chad Brown trains. You got Manny Franco, jockey, rides a lot for Chad, and is a very good route rider. So Magnier Tabor have already won the Derby with Thunder Gulch in '95. And we see them a lot, mostly on turf, but they are not an outfit to be underestimated. Most of the time, Todd Pletcher trains his get, but or their stock. But Chad Brown is certainly a worthy trainer for a Derby run. So this one looks pretty good connections wise. Looking at the pedigree, you see Gunrunner, and again Heavenly Love, black type mare underneath, which you gotta like. You see the Conduit mare profile. It's more geared to stamina than it is for speed. And the fact that this one has already showed some really good acceleration has to get us excited about this horse. Definitely two-turn pedigree, one of the better ones in the group so far. Looking at the running lines, this is pre-Remsen, just to take a look at the maiden. You'll see that a class rating of 114 is okay. It isn't bad. Generally, if a really good horse in their first time start, if they win, will throw in like a 117 or higher, just to get as a frame of reference. But this one certainly, moving to two turns, we knew was going to be a plus because of the pedigree and because of the running style we saw on display in the maiden race, which was a one-turn mile. Had all kinds of trouble, bobbled at the break, had to check a little bit. And then when asked and swung out, the really impressive thing was the athleticism this horse showed, swinging out to get open to make that run late, and then had plenty of kick to close. So this is definitely a serious Derby contender, I think. And if you did get Sierra Leone in the Derby wager at 80-1, you got to be feeling pretty good right now, for sure. So let's take a look at the Remsen.
Goes in. All set for the Remsen. And they're off. Slow start for Private Desire.
He's still breaking a little slow. He's not breaking poorly. He didn't break poorly this time. I want to stress that. It was more breaking slowly. And that's, that's something that definitely can be corrected, and it'll get better the more this horse runs. But we have to remember it's only the second start. So lingering way at the back. Dornoch doing all the heavy lifting on the front end, and needless to say, Dornoch looks pretty awesome. And we had shown signs of it, but put it all together in this race.
Copper Tax. Then moving forward is Drum Roll Please. Tightly bunched on the front end. At the rail there's La Dame Bro. Moonlight is the gray. Sierra Leone is the trailer. It's about 12 lengths to the trailer. They went 23
he's going to have to be more forwardly placed, obviously. That's just way too, that's Red Route Red Route 1 territory. And we know when his running style awful hard to win. But I have a feeling that he'll get, the more he races, the more forwardly placed he'll be.
Please is going to corner wide. Here comes a run from Moonlight. Around Ortiz Jr. is the gray. They're on the move, about to split rivals. Sierra Leone is still the trailer. 46 and 4.
And let's also remember, one of the most important things about this race for Sierra Leone is early speed had been winning everything at Aqueduct on that day. And he closed against the bias. And that, you just give him plus for that. The fact that he was running against the speed favoring track and still was able to close all this ground. So it was pretty impressive from that perspective. You see, he's just motoring, a lot of acceleration. And right here, it looked like he had it. And kudos to Dornoch for coming back. You do have to knock Sierra Leone a little bit that he couldn't finish the deal, but still, ran a fantastic race. They both did. 150 is a pretty darn good time for two-year-olds. So, lot to like, lot to look forward to going into the Derby Trail.
Goes in.
So let's look at the report card. Pedigree's going to get an A-. The dam, it hasn't had a lot of champion get. Sierra Leone's the only other one she's had, and his sibling is still a maiden. So, if I'd seen a little more stakes winners and whatnot, we'd bump that to an A. But looking pretty good so far. Class-wise, he's a B plus. To do that in the second start in a graded stakes race with a pretty good field, wouldn't say it was a great field. I think shows an awful lot of potential. We'd like to bump that up to an A. If he'd won the race, probably would be an A minus, I think. But still, he's looking pretty good. Progression, what can you say? I mean, that's to go from a maiden win to finishing a great second, running against the bias in a graded stakes, first time around 2 turns. Just awesome. So A minus for progression. Prospect B plus, that is likely to move up to an A. If he comes out with his first start at 3 and can be a little more forwardly placed and show some maturity, which I think is more than likely under Chad Brown's care, this one's looking awful good and pretty exciting to see what this one's going to do on the Derby Trail.